Hello and welcome back to another video with a Mualani. This is episode 8 of my Dwarf Fortress Let's Play series. Now in the first episode of the series, I did play through the Dwarf Fortress tutorial, and this world that I'm in is a continuation of that fortress I started in that tutorial. Now, we did have, I think episode 7 was just a floor planning episode, so we did not actually hit play. I still need to do some floor planning. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little here and see where we are. Okay. I'm going to check the numbers here. Okay, so this was for the barracks. We have the stone floor. It's already dug out. I think I will plan. You know what? We'll do it right now. I'm going to come down, though, and make this a 6 priority. We're going to come down. Or, you know what, even better, we'll make it a 3 priority, but we won't actually connect it. Let me look and see. So this is the wood floor that we're planning. We've got some bedrooms dug. This is the social floor. We have the temples ready to dig. And you know what? I'm okay if the library actually gets dug, so I think I'm going to redraw the library as a 4. The abstract thinking that a lot of our, I think is it Dumat, our stoneworker wants to do abstract thinking. I think reading the books will help, so having a library up and running by the time our trader comes in autumn, we may or may not be able to buy some books. We'll see. And I think, yeah, we're going. So yeah, we'll get our library dug. We're still going to hold off on digging the dining room. Okay, so then we have under the dining room. Any other floors planned? No other floors planned. Okay, so I think a stockpile for under the dining room. We're gonna set this for a 2. I think we'll go for jewelers. You know what? So this is a 12 by 12. Okay. By 12. we'll go ahead and get one set of bedrooms dug here for jewelers as well. And then we will get additional bedrooms planned here. That I'm leaving the gap so that we don't dig more than just 2 bedrooms. Okay, we're gonna come down like this. This is going to be for jewelers. I don't think I'm gonna need more than 10 bedrooms, so that's all I'm gonna plan. But the main thing I want is I do want to get the jewel stockpiles dug. I think we'll go opposite here. Okay, so let's see here. I want them 3 wide, and there are 9 of them. So that is going to be 27. Let me see here. Plus 1 more on either side. So that'll be 29. We've got 12 on one side. 15 on the other. So should be 13 on one side. I'm just trying to get it kind of... It's going to be a little off. 13 by 14. Okay. So we have 29 by... Okay, so 3 for each of the... I think we're going to go 4 for the uncut. I've got 5 because it's going to be a walkway around. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and dig. Stockpile for cut or raw or rough gems, and then the cut gems will do 6. So 4 and 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just planning for... I'm gonna do a walkway all the way around each one. And you know what? Yeah, I think we'll do 4 north and 4 or 5 south. This is gonna be 9 stockpiles. Oh, technically 18. So 4, and there's 5. Okay, so this is going to be kind of one big room here. That is going to be for the gem stockpiles. And I'm going to come out one more this way and remove one line so I can make this center. Perfect. So this is going to be, we'll do a 12 by 12. Room for you know what I forgot to add? I need to do plus another. I need to do 4 more rows here. I need to add room for the. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of the jeweler stations to deal with cut gems. And then this room will be for, you know what? This will be for glass gems. And we could do stone gems as well. I don't know that I want to get into that kind of detail. And then I think we'll do, on the right here is where we'll set up some encrusting stations. We'll see. I'm going to leave that for now on the jeweler floor. We may have future plans for other things there. So that was the jeweler floor. We have social, we have stoneworking, we have woodworking, jeweler. Let's do a metal floor here. So we're going to come up and we're going to do a hallway, kind of like this. And we will do 5, 12 by... We'll do 12 by 12 stockpiles. And we need 3 of them. See here, let me just make sure. So I've got 1 for metal ores, a stockpile for bituminous coal, and a stockpile for flux stone. Okay, and then actually we'll probably do bituminous coal right there. Come down like this. And do, so 3. 10 by 6. We'll do 11 so we can get some... I think this room will be for... There's plenty of room there where we can do a stockpile and have a couple of smelters specifically for bituminous coal. Bituminous coal is a fuel stone that we have not come across yet in our digging, and we may not. If that's the case, we're going to have to burn wood for our fuel source. So our metal industry, if that's the case, is going to be a little bit small. Okay, so if that's the case, so that'll be for coal. So on this side we'll do, so we're doing 18 by 3. Okay, this one we're going to have to come down and do 7. We can do 18, that's fine. And you know what, we'll come down and we'll make this even. Get a couple of rows. I'm basically making it so that we can have the smelters are 3 by 3, so I want to be able to have 2 rows of smelters. This is going to be for smelters for various bars. Which can be this can be a 4 over here. And then coming down, we will do yeah, we'll leave it at a 4. Priority 4. Okay, so I want a row of stockpiles for 4 space, and then come down 4 more, so we want 9. And this is going to be stockpiles for metal bars. No, you don't need this much room for a stockpile for metal bars. You could just do one sort of big stockpile for metal bars, but I plan on having multiple stockpiles. And I am planning on a larger stockpile for the metal bars, just in case we are able to get a decent metal industry going. Okay, so that is the metal floor for stockpiles. This will be metal floor for workstations, which we are going to set up later. Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and set this up as a 6 priority. And that's all we're going to do. So that's going to be metal, and then we're going to have crafting. Crafting is going to have 2 floors as well. Okay, so crafting. So on this floor, I think we'll set up. We're gonna clothing and paper. I think are gonna be on a separate floor. And I'm not sure which floor we're gonna do the dining room on. But okay, so we'll go ahead and set up on this floor. We'll come in and set up some. Okay, we're gonna come out, do 12 by 12. Come in like that. This will be for clay. I think kaolinite is also used for clay manufacture. And yeah, we will do a third one specifically for fire clay. It doesn't need to be that big, but I'm okay making it. We'll maybe make this first one fire clay, and then we'll do clay and kaolinite. And then sort of another hallway up here. I'm not connecting it because we don't need to dig this just yet. And then we can do a 12 by 12 in the middle here. I don't know how much room we're going to need for like the workshops and stuff for clay, but that's sort of the plan. But these three are stockpiles for the clay. Which actually, you know, we are going to need to connect. Okay, we will connect. And we're just going to actually make this like a priority 7. This just does not need to be dug yet. 7. And come back to 2, and we will actually do a 12 by 12 here for another stockpile for the gypsum plaster. There's a couple of stones that go into that. Okay, so that's all stockpiles for clay. Okay, so we've got clay industry in one corner. We'll do crafting, like shell crafting in this corner over here. So we'll do a 12 by 12 and remove that. And we'll go ahead and connect a couple of extra hallways here. And okay, so this is going to be for bones. We'll do for sort of we can do 2 stockpiles per. It doesn't have to be all one stockpile. But bones, skulls, shells, those 3 need to be bigger stockpiles, and then the hooves and teeth can be we're going to erase this, and we are just going to do I'll leave it. You know what? Bones, shells, skulls. Heron teeth and hooves can be up in there, followed by this is actually an industry that I do kind of want to set up the permanent room. So 12 by 12 is enough for 4 workshops. I'm gonna want some space. I think I'm gonna do 12 by 24 here. This is going to be for our crafting setup. So we've got some room for some stockpiles. The stockpiles, if you have all the stockpiles set up with bins, do not need to be that big, but I plan on having I'm also going to have the crafter down here for all of the stonework, and this is where the stockpiles are going to be, where I'm going to have the stone crafts go without bins, so we have some value for the elven trades in the future. So that's why I'm making this room as big as it is, so I've got some room for some stockpiles that don't have bins. It looks like we can come out one more. Okay. And go like that. So these four rooms are going to be for stockpiles for bones and things. The stone stockpile, they'll be able to just pull it down. Okay. So that is our crafters set up. We are going to have a glass industry as well, which can go on this floor. This stockpile, 12 and remove that, is going to be for sand. I don't know how much room we need for the glasswork industry. So I think that should be good for stockpile room, and then do a 12 by 12. We're only going to need to set up 2 or 3 glass furnaces, I think, as well as we'll have some stockpiles in here for windows are a big thing that we'll be doing for the windows. Any glass gems that we make, we made a stockpile on the gem floor for that. I think that's all the space we need for the glass, and this is honestly probably more space than we need for the glass industry. So, that being said, clothing is going to... I plan on doing a lot with clothing. One of the recent patches was they went from having only 4 dyes in the game to there are, I think, 30 or 60 dyes, I forget. I haven't really dug into that update yet. But we have the legendary Clothier. I should really look up how that's pronounced. I don't know how that's pronounced. Who is going... So I do want to really... That's perfect for... I want to look into that, all the various dyes. So I'm going to need a lot of space for stockpiles for the clothing industry, which is... I think that's why it's going to be its own floor. That being said, I don't know that I would need, like, this much space on an entire floor for the clothing. So I'm... You know what, I really am. I'll put the paper industry bottom right here. So we'll go ahead and connect that. So the paper industry can also be on a 5. We don't need... You know what? We will dig 1 on a 3 here. 3 priority. Reason being is we do have the trader coming again in autumn. With what we asked for from the trader, I don't expect that we'll get anything else but what we asked for. Just because they only have so much space on their... They have probably a couple of yaks. They only have so much space on the yaks to bring stuff, and we did ask for some heavy stuff. um, asking for the pairs of animals and boulders. Though both of those things take up a lot of weight. So if you ask for either one of those, you may not see a whole lot of other things. But just in case they bring a larger load, I want to be set up for if we do buy some books or some parchment. I want to have a place for that to go. So this is going to be for stockpiles for... This is just going to be one larger room, actually. And the rest of it can be... I'm okay with the rest of it being a lower priority. I don't know... 100%... Actually, we probably don't need... You know what, we're gonna... This should be more than enough space for the paper industry. If we need to add that additional space back in, we can. Okay. So this is, again, all within the crafting industry. I'm going to exit out of the mining menu here. I'm going to come into the citizens button and come over to labor and the crafting detail that we set up. I'm going to come into this little cog and sort of show you. So all of these things, crafting is one of the bigger labors. There's a lot of stuff in here. So we've set up for like the pottery, the waxworking, leatherworking. Leatherworking I'm going to set up on the same floor as the clothing. I don't know. I think leatherworking is separate from, like, if they make leather clothing, I think that's separate from, that is not the clothes making. The clothes making is our legendary clothier. The clothes making, I think they deal with the fibers, the silk fiber, the yarn, the plant fiber. I don't think they are the ones that deal with the leather. But the bookbinding is what we were just set up, and paper making, that's all in that bottom right section. Strand extraction I'm not very familiar with, but the clothes making we're really going to get into. Weaving and leatherworking are all going to be on the clothing floor, as well as we are going to set up some dyeing on that same floor, but dyeing is, we're going to come up, I believe, dyeing is under farming. So the industries, there are a lot of different things that go into planning. I have really dug into some of the crafts in other worlds, which is why I have a plan set up and like why I'm doing the floor planning the way that I am. But glazing and pottery, I think, are part of what we set up with the clay. Stone crafting, bone carving, wood crafting, that's all taking place in the crafting which we've set up. Glass making, we set up its own section. The waxworking, we might be able to set up in that same section where all the crafting is. That depends on if we get a bee industry up and going. And I've started some bee industries where I've got the hive set up, but I haven't ever gotten to the point where they're collecting the products and I've dealt with the products from the hives. So that'll be a new one for me if we do get that up and going. Okay, so I think, alright, yep. That's one crafting floor. Here is crafting floor number 2. So this is going to be for clothing. We're going to set this up also as a 2. You know what, we'll set it up as a 3, actually. We don't have a whole lot of stockpiles coming down here. And I don't know what I want my layout here to be. So we are just going to do So I'm doing a big section here. We can always expand it if we need to. Like I said, the dyeing is in all the different dye colors. This is going to be a new experience for me. And it's I don't know what I'm going to do stockpile-wise, so I just want to have some space. In a lot of my worlds, this is what I've done, is just had a big blocky area, and I haven't tried to get, you know, fancier with the designs. But in this world, you know, that's why we have sort of the separate rooms for the stockpiles, and we're trying to make it look a little better than just one big block. And we have some fancier designs on the social floor. I've done all of this in previous worlds, which is why, or you know, I've had the plans set up, and I know kind of how much space I want for things. This is a new one for me. So on the clothing, so that's why we're doing a big blocky space. And then we'll go ahead and set up, coming out here, do 12 by 12. This is going to be the crafting dining room. Oops. Okay. And we do have a legendary cloth here. You know, let me go look at. We have a glass maker, we have a stone crafter, so we have 3. I'm gonna go ahead and dig out 4 bedrooms. 4, and we'll come up this way. 2. So those 3 will get a bedroom as well, and then we will go ahead and dig out more bedrooms. We're just not connecting it just yet. We don't need the additional bedrooms dug. And same setup. I like this setup of doing 10 off of each branch. 5 on each side. Oops. Okay. We can and will plan more bedrooms for the crafters later. That gives us a place to start. Okay. So that it was 2 for the crafters. We have 2 for the metalworkers. 1 for the siege workers, which we're not going to set that floor up just yet. And then this will be our tomb floor. I'm centering on it because I'm going to set up a hotkey to come down to the tomb floor. So to edit the hotkeys where you can recenter, F1 to go to the wagon. In this case, we have F2 for our stockpile floor, F3 for our planting. I'm going to set up F4 to come to the tomb. You click on this black box here next to the mini-map with the red X and the white arrow. And then I'm going to set up F4 to do that. You can scroll over the buttons and see what they do. Set this entry to recenter on the current view. It's this one with the X in the middle and the 4 boxes coming in. Current view, and we're going to rename this Tombs. Reason being, I want a hotkey and a quick center. When a death happens, I want to be able to come down and make sure that everything is squared away. That is something that is very important. This is going to be set as a priority 1 on the digging. We do need some room here. You know what? No, we'll set this as a priority 2. We can upgrade it if we need to, if we have a death. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking in quadrants here. 1 quadrant will be for pet tombs, 1 quadrant for dwarf tombs, 1 quadrant for, I think, noble tombs, and 1 quadrant for if you have enemies that you slay, you can engrave tombstones for them. They won't go in a grave. They won't put them in a coffin. As far as I've tried, I've set up tombs and they won't put the bodies in coffins. But you can set up tombstones for them. So I've, which I think this will be, and this can be a priority 4 on the digging. You know, this can be priority 5. This doesn't need to be. We're going to come in like this. And so come like that, and then okay. So we will go. How long do I want these hallways? I think I'll go 10 on each. I'm making these hallways too wide. 1 for a walkway, and 1 row will be for the tombstones. Actually, I'll finish making these. 4, 5, and we can extend it later. I am purposely leaving it so that they don't. Oops. Actually, we can do that. Okay. And then come down 10. Same thing, and this is going to be, there's going to be 4 different categories. 1 is for animals that you slaughter. I have had some animals that I slaughter where they want, they show up in the, you can engrave a tombstone for them. They were not pets, so I'm not really sure why that's happening, but I've had that in several worlds actually. So 1 row here will be for those. 1 row will be for if we get attacked by enemies and we kill them, we can have tombstone for the enemies. 1 will be for sometimes there are named wild creatures that come around, and if they die, you can engrave tombstones for them. So that will be a 3rd row. And then there is a 4th row for, and we will have that 4th row category happen when we reach a certain value in our kingdom. That's what triggers that 4th row. But I will leave that as a surprise. Okay, we're going to do that. Okay. And then we're going to come down. so this is row number 3. And this is enough for 50 tombstones in each of these rows. Which is all I'm setting up for now. If we need to set up more on one of these later, we can. Okay, and then we're going to come down. And this is the final, the 4th category. And I want these dug and ready to, like I said, for the tomb floor, I do like a little bit ready to go in case we need to. I don't know how important it is to do the tombstones for these categories. I don't know how important that is to the dwarves, their happiness. It's just something that I do like to do, so I'm going to stick with that. Okay, so that is that quadrant. I think we'll do dwarves and pets up top, so we'll do noble tombs down bottom left. We do currently have 3 nobles, I think. Let me go to our noble tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have 5 nobles. Okay, so we're going to need to start setting up some tombs here. Okay, and I don't, I'm going to make this the same shape as we do the, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that enough room if we come in like, okay. I think, no, these all need to be on 2. Okay, so we do have, and yeah, 1, 2. So we'll do 3 and 3. So we'll have 6 ready for nobles. And we will plan more noble tombs later. Perfect. Okay. And we can come down and do additional rows. If we wind up having any royalty, they're going to need some fancier tombs than these. This is just for, manager, broker, or militia commander, that type of stuff. Which it's definitely good for your military to have some tombs set up just in case. You never know what's going to happen. Okay. So I think sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want this to go. Okay, so I'm happy with that side. We'll do 15. This is going to be for pet tombs. We're not going to need that much space initially. For the pet tombs, I'm going to have room for a grave and a slab, and then the wall. So it's basically just 3 squares, and then one is for the walkway. So that's kind of the plan there. And we'll set up entrance here, and then this is just a hallway, and we can expand this as we need to. You know what? I don't really like this, so I think we will still have that design. We're just going to move it further up. I do like having a temple planned for this floor, so I think what we're going to do is have that temple planned for right here, and then we can have the pets come up a little further. Let me come up and see what we did on the social floor here. For our temples, this was... So I think it's 10 by 6 is what we did. Okay, yep. We can hit F4 to come back down, okay. Except, sorry, I'm looking, so we have the 10 by 6 with 1, 2 spaces, okay. 2, so we'll do 10 by 6. I'm not going to dig the temple out on this floor just yet. Although, you know... Yeah, I'm not going to dig that out just yet. Okay. So... That being said... that to have that be sort of the top of the temple. Okay. And then, so we'll do hallway like that. Come up one more. And do 15 per row. Okay. Okay, so that'll be for the pets. And we can dig out more pet tombs later. 15 is more than enough for... I have not gotten up to 15 pet deaths in a world yet. So that might be enough for the duration of the series. We'll see. Okay, so then... we are gonna go... I do go a little bit smaller on the tombs. I don't go as large as I do on the bedrooms. But I do 3 by 3. I used to only do 2 by 2 tombs. Technically, all you need is a grave and a slab, you know, a headstone, and you can set that area as a tomb, and that's what we're doing on the pet tombs. But for the dwarves, You can put cabinets in their tomb. You can put chests in their tombs. I've read that the dwarves, if they were really attached to a possession when they die, their family members or friends will put that in the tomb with them if you have the furniture in there. I've never seen anything go in the furniture, and I don't know if it needs to be there, but I'm okay having, we've got a whole floor for this, so I'm okay having the space. So we're going to do 5. We can do 10 in a row here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And we'll have this be the hallway. I find it easier to draw the boxes and then go draw the doorways. And again, I'm leaving 2 spaces on either side. The walls do matter for value of the tomb, which does matter to the dwarves. And no, we don't need 20 tombs dug right away. I'm good with only having, I think I'll just have 6 dug, but that's what this eraser button is for. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll just have them dig 6 for now. We can plan more tombs later. I am good with that for now for the tombs. So that being said, we really don't need this hallway here at all. That's what I wasn't sure of when we were drawing that hallway, how that was going to play out. Okay. So we have the tomb floor set up. Alright, so now I'm going to come up F2 to our stockpile floor and our cooking floor. We are going to set up the cooking floor here. So the main reason I'm doing this is, oops, I do want our cook to be able to not have to go outside, so that baby doesn't get grumpy going in the rain. Okay. And you know what, we can plan the rest of the kitchen floor later. I don't really feel like we do have, yeah, we have a lot of stuff to plan on this floor. You know what, let me come up here actually, because we may need to do a little bit more planning on this level. They're coming down like that. What I am debating is setting up, I saw in a video someone set up some water wheels to have power, and I'm kind of wanting to set that up on the kitchen floor. Reason being is for milling purposes, for flour, for dye, for you can set up 2 different workstations. One is called a cairn. That just relies on the dwarf to power it, so you don't need any like outside power. The other is called a mill. They serve the same function. It's the same craft happening at those workshops, but the mill requires a power source. So we're setting up this staircase in the upper right here that is going to be for water. So we could set up for a water wheel on this floor. I've never done it before. I don't know how it works, but I think if we are setting up for the water wheel, we do need to set this as a priority 1 for digging so they have a chance to move those boulders out of that area. Which the water wheels are... not sure how big they are. I think we only need to do 3 and then channel in the bottom of it. Okay, we're going to plan for that being... We can plan on the rest of the floor later. I think I'm going to call that good. So I just need to make sure that we do have the area connected. Which we do, okay. For that to be a priority digging 1, yep. Come down to the kitchen floor. The one thing we are going to kind of start getting into is the seed stockpiles here. We're going to expand and start some planning for some seeds here. We're still going to leave this as an all seed stockpile here, but specifically the like the cave wheat, the plump helmet spawn, the sweet pod seeds, the like the underground plants. We're going to want some additional stockpiles. So let me see here. 3, 6. So that's going to take up that much space in that room. Oh no, this is going to take up, no, because there's 9, okay. And we're going to want some more space. Okay, this room needs to be a heck of a lot bigger, actually. Because that's, oops. This is specifically what we want, just for the underground seeds alone. So we will come up, walkway, and then 1, 2, 3, walkway. 6 bigger. Okay, that's better. Alright. And again, we'll plan the rest of the kitchen floor at a later date. This is plenty going for right now. I'm going to hit escape. We are going to come back up to F2. A couple of things that we are going to do is we are... see, I think we did set up some smelting. No? Okay, do we have metal bars? We have... oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 8 iron bars. Okay. We're going to come to our metalsmith's forge. We are going to look at... for the weaponsmithing, we want to make sure that one of our we're going to give Vukar something to do, so we're going to have him be here. So we're going to come into weapon, iron, we're going to come down to, we're going to make a couple of iron picks. Iron pick. And well, we're going to come down to iron battle axe, and we're going to make a couple of those. This is for, so we can assign a couple more miners and a couple more woodcutters if we need to. And I'm debating with those other 4 bars. I think we're going to leave those other 4 bars available. Actually, as soon as Vukar is done making those, we're going to switch to the blacksmith and have the blacksmith make... we're going to do 1 iron altar. Or, you know, we could do 2 iron altars. You know what, we'll do 2 iron altars, that's what we'll do, and then we'll still have 2 iron bars left over. I'm going to come back in and check our stocks on the bars. It looks like we do still have some charcoal. So, I'm going to actually queue up 2 more charcoal. And we'll queue up a couple bars. We'll leave it like that, actually. And then we're going to smelt... we'll try cassiterite. And we will try galena and see what those give us. And with... we're going to do a work order here. We're going to make some rock mechanisms. Uh, 10, and we're going to make those out of granite. We have so much granite. We currently, I don't believe we have anyone set to the engineering job. That's what's going to be going into those rock mechanisms. Oh, we do. Bear is a novice mechanic, so he will get some experience here. We don't have to set him as the only one at the workshop. Well, but we can, you know, let's just go ahead and do it. We'll set Bear there. Reason being is we're going to... I'm going to check our rock furniture here. For the hospital. You know what, we'll set up a allanite operating room, and we'll set up a granite operating room. So we already have the allanite door and cabinet, and you know what, we'll go ahead and just set up more. So we're going to do door, cabinet, coffer, table. And these will all be out of allanite. That's for one operating room. And then we're going to just do that same thing. Cabinet, coffer, door, table. And that's going to be for granite. And let me go look at the work orders we set up. So we have some orthoclase blocks, some granite blocks, which we're going to need, and then the 3 allanite doors are for our barracks. Okay. And we're going to leave it at that. Once these are done, we'll go ahead and queue up some more furniture for some rooms. We do have 5 orthoclase doors, though. That are ready to be set when we hit play. Okay, we already set those. Very nice. And I think we queued up some more nest boxes. I don't think we've actually hit play to. I'm gonna go check. Nest boxes are under farming. Yeah, we need to make the nest boxes. So we have those queued. Okay. This was a lot of floor planning, I know, but now we have stuff planned. We're going to get some more permanent bedrooms set up. And I think we'll leave it there for the episode. We do have some lower quality beds. Do we have beds set up on a work order? We do not. I'm going to go ahead and make 10 beds to the work order here. Because we're going to need some more beds. We do have enough bedrooms now. I think we'll also remove all of these beds in the hallway here. And we did not set up a dormitory. Okay. So we're going to come up, actually, and we're just going to place these lower quality beds up here for our barracks. And then we'll end the episode. Furniture, bed. So the ones that have the stars will leave, but these lower quality ones will stick in the barracks for now. Reason why I'm sticking them in the barracks, later on I will want some higher quality beds in the barracks. But for right now, our squad is not sleeping in the barracks, so they get to sleep in some better quality beds, and I want those beds to go somewhere, the lower quality ones. I don't necessarily want to put those in the bedrooms. Okay. Thank you for watching the episode. This is Mulani. If you enjoyed the episode, please thumbs up it. If you enjoy what I'm producing, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next episode, where I promise we will actually hit play. Thanks for watching.